Hello, Recine heads, Chaplain heads. Welcome to the Out for Smokes
Wait a
podcast.
minute.
McCarthy heads. Welcome to the Out for Smokes podcast. Before we start today's episode, we just want to send a quick RIP to Johnny's cat, Toonie, who passed away. So if you're on Patreon, if you're a Patreon member, please hop on there and send your condolences to Johnny for the loss of his cat. It's hard to lose an animal, you know?
Oh, I agree. I think it's hell. And I think more people need to get comfortable with comforting people who lose animals, because it is like a family member. And I think a lot of times people go like, ooh, sorry. You know, you hit the like button and that's kind of it. Because it's like, what's a cat? But it's like the close, you know, a lot of people, young people don't have kids and stuff. And it's like, well, that's their kids.
Yeah. I loved my dog a lot before I had a kid.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it. Yeah. I'm crazy about my dog.
Yeah.
Before you had him killed to make space for your child.
Yeah. Well, he was 16. And, yeah.
There's a story on BBC. There was a guy in, he was faking that he had the world's oldest dog, and Guinness World Records just rescinded it because he pretended his dog lived to 31.
Okay.
And I guess they found like photographic evidence of the dog from like 1999 when it had different color paws because it was still like a puppy in 99, so it couldn't have lived to 31.
Right.
Yeah.
Why aren't people more skeptical about that stuff? Why do people just eat it up when someone says, hey, my dog is 31 years old? Well, how does it get into the Guinness Book of World Records?
Well, because being skeptical about it is also like the most, some sad losers, like, I have the oldest dog. And you're like, let's look into it. Like, you just go, yeah, you do. Isn't it an old dog? I hope it lives forever.
Sure.
And then you walk away because who gives a fuck,
Right.
It's just, it's always like some English bloke, and it's like, it's like the BBC has realized, like, it's always they interview some guy who's like, oh, my dog. Right. Just let him have it and you go by. Getting mad is like, you go, yes, you had the oldest dog and you're the wealthiest man in town, and you just leave and let him be happy,
Yeah, but these people are liars.
But I think like world records are lies because we don't know. It's all assumptions, It's all who you see. Who knows that it even exists?
Yeah.
The records.
Sure.
The oldest dog was the only thing he had going for him. He was like, ever since I lost my entire family in that car accident, the only thing I've had is the world's oldest dog. And it felt too bad to ask any follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Also, maybe people in his life were replacing the dog for him, and he didn't even know. Right. Just people who love him. Every time the dog died, they were like, look at him.
They just found like an old dog that looked like it.
Telling his friends. Like, the only thing I want is to have the world's oldest dog.
Yeah.
I had a bird that passed away. She was a yellow bird. And
that was my first pet. I had a parakeet.
Yeah. And she was awesome. I loved her. And then she was sick, laying at the bottom of the cage. And I was so upset. And I remember I took a feather of hers that was laying at the bottom of the cage, and I like brought it to school that day. I was like in grade school. I was like praying on it, please don't let my bird die. Yeah. And my mom was like, I'm going to take it to the vet today, And I was like, okay. And I'm like, please don't let my bird die. And I get home and she's like, the bird's better. They were like, oh, its wings were weird. They clipped her wings and now she's like, good. I don't know what's going on. I go in the back room to see my bird. It's a green bird. I'm like, my bird was yellow. She goes, I go, the bird was yellow. First I ran out and I go, they gave you the wrong bird. We have to go back and get the bird.
Yeah.
They gave you the wrong one. That one's green and our bird is yellow.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, I got you another bird. I'm sorry. It's dead. I was like, what the fuck?
She didn't even know what color the bird was.
Oh, she like guessed. She was like close enough.
Yeah. That's so funny because it like almost worked.
Almost.
We had tadpoles. I just found one like floating in the tank one day. You're supposed to take them to the park when they get frog size because they like can't swim.
Sure.
But yeah. Anyway, before we start, I just want to announce I did celebrate 9 years together with my wife last night.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you very much. 9 years with a great partner, great mom. I booked a babysitter like a month in advance. I asked my brother. I said, "Can you come babysit?" And he said sure. So he showed up with his girlfriend, and I went and got them pizza. And then I made the dinner reservation like a month ago. I was like, we got to go somewhere close so that we can just walk to dinner and walk back. Had a very nice dinner. at Colony in Brooklyn. We saw Adam Driver there.
You're such a loser.
Who's a loser? Wait, him or me for being excited about it?
Yeah.
But I know. But it is. I do live in a place where I see a lot of.
Did you nod at him like
no?
Like thank you for your service, actor.
But he was with a woman who was like kind of plain looking. I have to say, and it wasn't like a business meeting because they were eating out of the same bowl.
You should have gone up to him and been like, "That was incredible acting when you didn't throw up when you were in bed with Lena Dunham."
Dude, my brain.
When you pretended to be sexually attracted to that
I'm sorry,
woman.
I gotta know, how did you do that?
When you said they were eating out of the same bowl, I was picturing both of their heads like in a bowl, like dogs for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, no, there were forks.
Yeah, they were forks. Okay.
Yeah,
that's nice.
And then
Did you just watch like videos of people dying to like get into the right mind state where you could like pretend being in bed with Lena Dunham was an upgrade from that? Just horrific fires and burn victims.
Oh yeah, actually I did. I'm a huge movie star. I'm the most charismatic millennial.
And also, so he was there with some like kind of unassuming blonde woman. If I was him, I would be there with like a Latina woman with big fake tits.
Yeah.
You know? And he was like off to the side. He was like in the back corner of the restaurant.
It's nice though when you see like a hot actor with like a more plain looking woman.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I saw Todd Barry like this is a decade ago, just like before I ever met him.
Yeah.
So I'm just out around in New York with like, straight up like supermodel.
Really?
Yeah. And
I was a hooker.
That's
I was definitely
it probably
a
was.
hooker.
yeah.
You guys ever pay for sex?
Or a woman. Yeah, he was frightening.
Sometimes I pay a woman to have sex with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good that guys like Adam Driver, it's good. I think it's part of the natural order.
Yeah, but also
Love
like
a woman for her personality.
But I would be sitting in the center of the restaurant. And I would have a sign that said, "Hey, I'm famous. Come talk to me." I don't know. Like, what's the point of like being famous and having to be like? I guess the paparazzi bothers you.
Yeah.
But I got recognized at a restaurant like a couple months ago, and it was
They remembered you were the busboy there.
Yeah,
yeah. They said, "Look, the guy on the wall. He ate the most cheeseburgers here."
No. I just look like him. No. We just have the same body. But thank you. Do you want an autograph anyway?
The wall's just like 7 guys from Jersey who look exactly like Mike.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? There's a place in Jersey called Little King. It's a sandwich shop, and they have like this eating challenge where like if you eat like a 6-foot hoagie, and it's like it says like king, there's the walls separated. And they put like the losers on the wall. Like they put up the people who tried to eat the 6-foot sandwich. And you just see like some fat guy from Jersey with his picture on the wall in like the loser column. Because it's something like a 4-foot hoagie and like a bucket of mashed potatoes and and it's like, but everybody who tries the challenge still gets their face on the wall. You just have to be the guy who was like not quite fat enough to eat the 4-foot hoagie. So we got 3 Deb got an extra cocktail. We got 3 cocktails.
Oh, I'm like, what did you get? You said 3 cock.
Mike's like, it's fine. It's our anniversary. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
We got 3 cocktails.
$18. That's fine.
Yeah. And then like a few appetizers and then two entrees. And I picked up the check. It was very, it's nice when you pick up the check.
It is, yeah.
I think that made her happy. She gave me a little kiss on the lips. And then I went and got an Uber and went to the show that I had. But you guys want to know what she got me?
What'd she get you?
Join the Patreon to find out what she got me.
That's a tease.
Yeah. Patreon.com. But I did spend a good amount of money. I spent money on the dinner, the pizza I got pizza for my brother who was watching my kid. Oh, and I got her flowers. I got her because our anniversary is February 21st. And so it's like we celebrate the week after Valentine's Day, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I got heavily discounted flowers.
You guys do both your dating anniversary and your marriage anniversary?
We do, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Which it's like, I know, it's like every 6 months we celebrate an anniversary. But the dating anniversary is kind of more important than the marriage. Because
Yeah.
dating is like how long we've been together. You know?
I agree with that.
You got to be like, for budget purposes, we got to cut one anniversary.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do. Yeah. But she's like, well, the wedding anniversary's not as special. I'm like, all right, I'll remember that. But yeah, find out what Deb got me for our anniversary.
Patreon.com/out-for-smokes.
Patreon.com/out-for-smokes. And then just a quick plug. We have the Patreon. Do we have something to plug, the three of us?
Probably doing another live show first Monday of the month.
First Monday of the month at St. Mark's Comedy Club. Great comedy club. I've been performing there a good amount, and it's very good, very nice room. Johnny's booking it, and I think that it's going to be if they let Johnny do what he like wants to do with the club, it'll be good. Johnny's got to keep the scrubs out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
So I don't know. I guess we can kind of get into it. We want to update you guys, right?
Yes.
On the Israel-Hamas war.
Are you seriously
The Israel-Hamas
Googling this
You
right
have
now?
to Google
What's
Israel
that?
Hamas. You go, all right.
No. I sent myself a couple articles.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Did you guys see the Norman Finkelstein, Rabbi Shmuley?
I watched
Morgan
the
thing?
first 20 minutes.
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
It gets very repetitive.
Sure. That's
Rabbi
what I
Shmuley.
imagine. Yeah.
He's like a Jersey comic of like a rabbi. He's like
Yeah.
a Jersey comedian being a rabbi.
Yeah.
I've seen that guy.
Well, Finkelstein was on there, and he was like, "It's very evident under international law that Israel is committing a genocide." And then they went to Rabbi Shmuley, and he's like, "Finkelstein is."
Finkelstein hates Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just went ballistic.
Yeah.
A little troll man.
Yeah.
You know, Rabbi Shmuley's daughter sells sex lubricants and shit.
I didn't know that.
Is she the one that was kind of went famous for that video that she made?
One of them, I forget if it was the same daughter or a different
Slid out a
daughter.
window
Yeah.
or something.
But yeah, she was in Israel in a kibbutz and, complaining about.
What's a kibbutz?
Kibbutz is a communal farm in Israel. That's how a lot of it kind of set up. There were a lot of socialists, leftists, and early, before even the founding of Israel, a lot of the early Jewish settlers set up communal farms where you all kind of live together and farm together. And they still exist to an extent, or they still exist in Israel.
Yeah.
There's like a few places like that upstate, no? Would you say so or no?
Communal farm.
No?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I do know that there are people who do that, but I don't think on the same scale.
We just call them hippies and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I guess we wanted to give you guys an update, even though there's not really much left to. There's not much new to say.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
the
just
only- no,
more
the
and
only
more of the
thing-
world going, hey,
mean-
this is terrible. And they're going,
Well,
no. How could you say that about me?
The thing we're all waiting for is what's going to happen in Rafah, which is the city right on the border with Egypt. And so Israel's still bombing it. They bombed it again today, killed more civilians and children. But the question is Israel is saying in March they're going to launch a ground assault on this thing. And 1.4 million people live there now. They're mostly all just refugees who've come elsewhere from Gaza to right on the border with Egypt. And then there's a story that Egypt has started building camps in the Sinai Desert. And we don't know why they're building camps in the Sinai Desert, but probably they're going to... I think Israel's plan is to just kill as many people in Rafah as possible. So they're we have to get out of here. And then they'll go be in the Sinai Desert in concentration camps, which it would complete Israel's goals. And it would be one of the most horrific things to happen in the 21st century, but hopefully that won't happen. As of right now, they haven't launched a ground offensive yet.
Yeah, so that's there's not really a lot of options for those people.
Yeah, we just have to hope that some diplomatic solution can be reached. It's weird where it's the Biden people are starting to, they realize they have a problem. So they're starting to leak stuff and say, oh, Biden's furious with Netanyahu and all the civilians he's killing.
Right.
But it's not clear that they're actually doing anything, that they're actually making any threats, that there'll actually be any effort to stop Israel from launching a ground offensive in Rafah. And yeah, I don't know. It seems like a lot of kayfabe from the Biden White House.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this happened the other day. It says U.S. Congressman Andy Ogles. I guess I just read Al Jazeera now. I'm trying not to read the New York Times. But U.S. Congressman Andy Ogles stirs outrage with Gaza comment, "Kill them all." Muslims, Democrats, and social media users expressed their displeasure on Wednesday with remarks made by Republican Representative Andy Ogles of Tennessee, who responded to an activist question about the deaths of Palestinian children in Gaza by asserting that we should, quote, "kill them all." In a statement on Wednesday, the American Muslim Advisory Council unequivocally denounced Ogles and wrote that his remarks were tantamount to advocating for the extermination of the Palestinian people.
Fucking woke cucks.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when the American Muslim Council wasn't afraid to be edgy.
Right. Yeah, it feels like we're not really getting anywhere with
Like
all
you can't even joke about anything anymore.
Right. I know. I want to join the American Muslim Advisory Council and be like, we're going to saw this guy's fucking head off. I just don't understand why. And I read about this when I was at the gym. I was like I was on an exercise bike, believe it or not.
You don't have to lie.
Yeah. But I just imagine that like if I pedaled the bike faster, I could like torture this guy. Like I imagine this guy hooked up to some kind of torture machine. And if I pedaled the bike faster, this guy would get tortured. So I imagine giving this guy like, 2 or 3 seconds of torture before I got tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, noting an increase in anti-Muslim attacks across Tennessee since Israel began its indiscriminate bombing and blockade of Gaza in October, AMAC wrote, "Such rhetoric is not only abhorrent, but also antithetical to our views as a state. It is such rhetoric that has continued to foster a political climate whose extremist ideologies flourish, empowering neo-Nazis to openly parade through our streets and allowing genocidal sentiments to go unchallenged. This cannot be tolerated any longer as citizens of Tennessee. We deserve better representation from these elected officials." There was also a
Do you need a safe space? Are you triggered, Lib?
Yeah. But this guy who got confronted, there seems to be this narrative now where people go like, "Well, I've seen the footage and you haven't." There's all this footage that people claim to have seen.
October 7th?
Yeah, well, this guy said that he saw footage of rapes or babies getting beheaded or something like that, or women getting their tits cut off and
they're like they're being like kids in school who pretended they like saw an extra piece of Star Wars before you, and you're like, that didn't happen for me, and you're like, yeah, it was exclusive for my theater.
Yeah,
and you're like, fuck, I wanted that. You like believe them.
Yeah. I've just seen so many people be like, like I've seen the footage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like he saw that footage of the woman getting her breast cut off and hacky sacked, just the same way as that has happened. I also caught all 150 Pokemon, but my Game Boy died.
Oh, no.
And it didn't save.
Yeah.
But I actually did catch all 150 Pokemon.
Yeah. And I exercised for 45 minutes today. I actually did not eat any chocolate. Look at this, Syra Rouse in this article. She has me blocked on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. See, that's,
she's like the anti-racism Indian lady.
Yeah, she
like holds like anti-racist dinners.
Actually, I do respect that she's like an Indian lady who charges white women in Silicon Valley like
$5,000.
$5,000 to come to dinner and be lectured by her about how they're evil whites.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I've seen the footage of shredded. Oh no, the activist said I've seen this footage of shredded children's bodies. He responded bluntly, "You know what? So I think we should kill them all if that makes you feel better. Hamas and the Palestinians have been attacking Israel for 20 years. It's time to pay the piper." And then he said,
Jesus.
"Death to Hamas." That part made me really mad when he said death to Hamas.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Hamas are the good guys.
Well, I don't know why I get so defensive when people attack Hamas. I have this like knee-jerk thing where I go, "Fuck you."
Also, specifically, pay the piper involves children. Right?
Yeah.
Like in order to pay the piper, he takes your kids.
Yeah.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, medical workers in Gaza are reporting that 5-year-olds keep saying they want to die.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy who found a kid who was like laying in the middle of the road because his whole family was dead, and he was just laying there to try to get run over.
Wait, that's a real thing?
It's a real thing that happened,
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If you're like 5 and your entire family gets killed, or you're just living under constant shelling and bombardment for months now.
And I kind of
one of the most densely populated places on earth.
And I'm like on the fence about talking about this because I'm like, what is it? It doesn't like what does it do? We haven't been able to do anything about it.
Right.
So what's the point of just like revisiting these atrocities over and over again?
I think that's where a lot of people are at now, or not a lot of people, but a small vocal minority is like, oh, come on, we're sick of it. Because, we've talked about it and
Yeah.
it hasn't stopped it yet, but we can still stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, what's been done already is a horrific crime, and Biden people should go to jail over it. But we can still, hopefully we can stop an attack on Rafah, because it's like, it can get so much worse.
Yeah. I just don't understand why any of these people aren't like afraid for their lives.
Yeah.
Is it because we just have like TikTok and TGI Fridays and they know they're not going to, because like you think about other times in history, like the French Revolution when they were guillotining people.
Yeah.
But those people didn't have like Fruit Ninja on their phone to distract them. They didn't have like their podcasts and their I don't know.
yeah.
Like we do kind of have like a nice
It's like getting your haircut now. You could technically look at your phone while you're being beheaded now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could technically be like,
Yeah.
that's kind of nice.
It just feels like there are enough distractions that where I go like, oh, I don't want to mess up any of this. There's no desperation anymore.
Oh, sure.
Like people don't have the desperation where they
It doesn't feel real, you're saying.
where people aren't desperate enough to want to like kill Joe Biden. You know?
We passed 10 minutes, right? We can
I
get
think
monetized
so.
for this.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I'm just stating a fact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think part of their plan is like it's not to make people desperate enough to do things like that. It's to make people crazy enough to do things like that. They're trying to drive everybody mad, and then mad shit is gonna happen, and they're gonna go,
Right.
"What happened?" And it's like, "What?" It's not people like us. There's like mentally unwell people in this country that are just gonna snap.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot. Everything
No, but
is a lot.
you would think that would have happened already.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I just saw this TikTok of a guy who was like, like the boycotts don't seem to be working, the protests don't seem to be working, the direct action doesn't seem to be working. He's like, so what other like option is there
We need a
to
concert.
stop this?
And then he
A
followed-
music festival.
He followed it up and he said, nonviolence isn't working. Please DM me if you're interested in engaging in violent protests.
yeah.
Wait, did that happen?
Street protests are not working.
It's like tweeted at 9 a.m. from Langley, Virginia.
Yeah. Right. That's why I would never get on here and advocate violence. I'm just saying one guy was.
Advocate
Somebody
violence.
sent me a TikTok of a guy who kind of was.
Right.
Or essentially saying what are the other options here? You know?
It was like a Mormon, just nothing but soda in the background, FBI haircut.
Yeah.
He was clearly never drank. He was like 30, but he looked 21 because he'd never drank alcohol in his life.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, I'm just fed up. I think we need to abandon the nonviolence and really turn things up.
Oh, you know what I love? Orange Crush and the president right in the head. Who's with me?
Talking directly to an earpiece.
I'll drink to that. Isn't that sick? In Utah, they have like soda bars where you
Yeah.
can get like 32 ounces of soda.
Yeah, they all love because they get high on caffeine. They
Yeah.
get like super caffeinated shit, which
Yeah.
just like makes me anxious, makes my heart race. But whatever. I guess if you can't drink, you just want like super caffeinated sodas, or they like cookies with like 1,000 calories. Like, yeah, you can't drink, so you replace it with other stuff.
Yeah. They have a bar called Soak and Soda. Do you know what soaking is?
No.
It's where they put their the guy puts his penis in the girl's vagina but doesn't move it, and that's how
And he
they
waits
can have premarital sex.
But it isn't like somebody else has to like be on the bed and like jump up and down so you can get, because you can't thrust.
You can't thrust.
So you
yeah.
need your buddy.
Well, yeah. There's soaking and then there's jump humping.
Yeah.
Oh, is jump humping different from soaking?
Well, jump humping is like the next step from soaking.
So you're soaking and then you have a third
Yeah.
And jump humping is a friend is there.
Jump humping is a friend as they're jumping
to
up
makes
and
the
down.
bed move up and down.
Yeah.
Who does
you-
this?
A friend.
Yeah. A friend jumps on the bed.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, I don't know. It's just very.
Would you guys jump hump for me if I was Mormon?
If you were more.
I couldn't fuck. and I needed a friend.
Yeah.
Because like, how many people could you actually call
To jump hump for you?
to jump up and down on a bed?
Yeah.
There's more modern ways to make your bed shake. You know, you don't have
Like
to
what?
ask your friend who's like, I'm falling. It's your bed's fault that I keep falling on top of you while you're trying to, you know.
But soaking must feel so good the first time you
funny.
do it. Like,
It's funny though, it's like they're just against sex and they just invented the kinkiest sex ever. Where you gotta have like your fucking best friend there
Yeah.
to watch you.
yeah. Yeah, your dad can watch you fuck a girl in the ass.
Yeah, it's like how the Three Stooges decompress each other. It's like, hold my finger and blow on it.
They're like, yeah, you can't have premarital sex. You can only do 3 ways.
Yeah.
Like weird 3 ways,
Yeah.
which is LGBTQ coded, by the way. If you've ever had a 3-way, it is gay.
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah.
Soaking must feel so good, though, the first time you do it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the naming of it, you know? It makes me think of like when your fingers get all raisiny.
Uh-huh.
Like I picture a raisiny you pull out and your penis is all like, it's like a
Yeah.
like a raisin in the sun.
Right. You're saying all that juice from the woman's vagina would make your penis feel weird.
That's
You're saying
saying my penis
saying
would
put it-
shrivel up in many different ways.
Yeah. You're saying putting your penis in a woman's vagina would feel kind of yucky.
I was saying her pussy would be so wet that wouldn't, like, if you're not fucking, wouldn't eventually.
Yeah, imagine how wet she would be when your best friend is there to jump up and down on the bed.
I guess since it's called soaking, my brain is like, you're soaking it.
I'm like, you remember Sean McCarthy from the Out for Smokes podcast?
Look, I'm a Mormon.
like,
I can't actually thrust. So this is the only way we're going to do this.
You're like, let me call one of my podcast co-hosts. And she's like, please be Scott. Please be Scott. and then I show up. Your bed collapses.
Sean bouncing on the bed is like when they put wine on those beds that the wine doesn't fall over.
I'm jumping up and down. There's no thrust.
Nothing's happening.
Like bouncing like crazy.
Sean, how
Not
we
a
doing
single
over
spill.
there? You just lose your erection because Sean has no strength in his legs.
Like when a tiny dog's trying to get on the bed.
Yeah. You can't get up on the bed. Yeah. I start jumping and my knees lock. I'm like, give me a second. I guess we could clip this whole thing about for YouTube.
Yeah.
Soaking clip.
Is that what we're doing? We're putting effort in?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
No way, Jose.
I think we hit a peak on our Patreon though.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everybody.
Just 10 times more subscribers, and
Let's
we can
start.
completely change our lifestyle. We'll all have plastic surgery.
Yeah. We got to start picking fights with more podcasters.
Oh, yeah. Did you and Jordan and Adam settle it?
Hey, I'll tell you what. If you want to get into this,
Sure.
yes, we did. Jordan and I.
I'm
made
glad.
it. Adam called me last Friday, and I said, ugh. And then I put the phone, not, I put the phone down. I didn't call him back. No, I looked at the phone and I said, oh, I have to call him back.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to call him back, but I haven't called him back yet. It's been about a week.
Oh, you should call him.
I should call him.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what he wants.
Sure.
Like, what do you want, bitch?
Well,
Yeah, but Jordan Jordan reached out. I guess I can say this, and she said I was wrong about everything. I go, that's nice, because I've never had the moral high ground in my entire life. I've never been right. I've spent so much of my life just being a stupid piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know. And so this is I don't really like it. Like I don't like lecturing people or feeling like I'm superior to anybody. But I am, and I'm trying not to let it go to my head, you know, because the last thing I ever want to be is somebody who is condescending to anybody, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you know, I said to her, I was like, yeah, you know, it's really like it's we go against the grain, and you know, sometimes we say stupid shit. It's part of being a comic. And
That's right, yeah.
I said, don't feel bad. And she didn't text me back. I think she's probably a little two-faced.
She was like, I didn't mean it like that much, Mike.
Yeah.
She's like, Mike, I'm sorry. And you were like, you're right. You are wrong.
She might be a little two-faced. All women in show business are two-faced. They, I mean, Johnny can attest. You can't. There's two people that you can't trust: millionaires' kids and women in show business. They will abandon you if something better comes along. Don't date them. Don't really associate with them. Enjoy their content. Enjoy the work they do, because they are. We do know a lot of women who are very funny, but don't let them into your life. I learned that the hard way a few times. No, but it was very nice to get that text. So, but I also got a couple because
that's the origin story of why there was a hole in Aaron Lennox's wall once. We punched a hole in her wall.
First of all, I paid 32% of the rent in that place, so it was our wall that I put the hole in. Yeah, and it wasn't really a hole. I threw a fan into the wall and it chipped. but it is funny, like. And that's when we broke up, when I threw the fan into the wall. But what is funny is like just to imagine her bringing guys back to the apartment and there's a giant hole in the wall, like just getting to leave your footprint. She's trying to fuck some guy that she met at the UCB. It's just like, yeah, my Italian ex-boyfriend did that. My stupid Italian boyfriend just put that hole in the wall.
Yeah, I asked him to calculate a 20% tip, and he went so angry he threw the fan at the wall.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
What's that?
Were you like, what do you mean I don't have fans? Here's a fucking fan. It was something like that.
That's good, Scott.
Thank you,
good.
man.
I got a fan.
I had that the whole time.
I got a fan right here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was better.
I forget what happened. We just
sometimes there's a bit there.
Yeah.
And you have to say something so you don't go off it.
Of course.
And then Scott hits the actual tag.
Of course.
So.
I hope she's doing well, though.
Yeah, she's great. She's still dating Billy, right?
What do you mean she's great?
They're married. They have a kid.
Yeah, they're married and they have a kid.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah.
I've
she's
seen
doing
them
great.
a few times.
Which is fine. I guess I guess she's
I should reach out.
guess
More.
they're
She
both
was always
happy.
very, very sweet. Yeah.
She was?
Yeah, she gave me my first laptop.
She was really good at like giving gifts and making people feel special. Feel good about themselves.
Mike.
I love that pause where I thought Mike was like, yeah, she was really good at putting a face on in public.
No, she was very
No, but
kind.
she came from that. Anyway, we don't have to keep talking about this.
No.
But shout out to Aaron Lennox. We
both-
certainly wish her well.
Funny, nice
She's
people.
A very funny, nice person.
Yes.
Who I bet if I had another chance, I could.
Yeah, right.
I bet if I think if I could go back, I wish if I could go back to 2011 with my brain.
Yeah.
I think that maybe could have worked out.
You know what I've been thinking, or I dwell on sometimes, is you look back on your relationships and you look at different points where you're like, if I had just been slightly different here, we might probably still be together.
Still be together.
Yeah.
Oh, if only I saw this De Niro movie before I met her.
If only I threw like a pillow into the wall. If only I just threw her dog and not that fan, because it wouldn't have left a mark. Anyway, but back to Jordan Jensen. So the conversation that we got into about the on the podcast was about Islam, and Jordan said that she was like, oh well, you have to admit Islam is barbaric and archaic, and a lot of people think that. And there was even a guy on Instagram that said, wow, well Jordan really won that debate because Mike Recine can't admit that Islam is backwards and needs to evolve. And I think if that was a debate, Jordan would have won. And I DM'd the guy and I was like, yeah, well, people like you think that they're smart by saying, well, Islam needs to evolve, while you're doing exactly what the Western powers want is for you to look at these people like they're barbarians.
Yeah,
I
big
think
facts. I think it's going to be you would hope, one of the biggest. People aren't allowed to feel regret anymore. They think like regret is a bad thing. So they just go, no, I'm right.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest regrets should be, and almost hopefully should be like, damn, we were off on that.
Sure.
I mean, it seems like every country that has any power does act like an asshole. Yeah. Every country.
Sure.
But the people, Islamic people, they're just fucking people and they're awesome. And no, it is not anywhere near as not near. They're all barbaric, like Christianity. Like it's not, it's
it's all barbaric. But the thing is, like, I texted Jordan today and I said, like, I don't want you to think that I'm mad at you or anything, and like you're very funny and whatever. I said,
Look, now that you admit it, you're a retard. We can be friends again.
It is great when someone admits they're a retard, but I feel like that's the conversation I need to have with my parents and like other people.
They all need to just say, Mike, we were wrong and you were right, Mike.
Yeah,
like in The King of Comedy.
Yeah. My dad needs to be like, yes, I am a stupid wop who reads the New York Post. It's like, that's all I want. Like if people are because I think you are going to see in a couple of years people being embarrassed that they
and that's well, sorry.
Go ahead. Well, no, and we have to let those people we have to, I guess, be accepting, right? It depends, case by case.
I mean,
I hope to forgive Rich Voss someday for his retarded posts.
Yeah. They're at the Comedy Cellar. They're having a fundraiser for the IDF right now. They're protesting it, or there's pro-Palestine protesters outside. It's the ask an IDF soldier event at the Comedy Cellar, and it's raising money for the IDF. But actually, somebody called it a bomb threat.
Okay,
it was Rich Voss doing his 15 minutes.
Nice. It was the DVD that he sells you after his set. Yeah.
They had to have the NYPD bomb squad blow up a bunch of Rich Voss DVDs for safety.
Yeah. Just some IDF soldiers like, I bet you didn't know Palestinian kids like to be shot in the head. Actually, it feels good for them. But I do want to talk about these ideas that people have, because I messaged that guy. I said, you want to feel smart by saying Islam needs to evolve, and he was like, no, actually, I know that because I've read the Quran. He's like, you should read it. It's every other page is just advocating for violence, and but it makes you think like. I don't think you read the Quran. If you can't, because I haven't read the Quran. I don't know what's in there.
I bought it for $1 the other day.
Oh, you did?
Bookstore for $1.
Yeah.
And it's like there's highlights in it. I've only flipped through a few pages.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you.
Oh, somebody highlighted it?
Yeah, it's a used bookstore. That's all.
Yeah. What did they highlight?
We should tell Hamas about who highlighted the Quran.
I'll bring it in next week and we'll read all the highlighted stuff. And then we'll decide if the person is a monster or a good person based on what they highlighted.
I'm pretty sure.
Like what points were they trying to prove?
You're probably not supposed to highlight the Quran. Like you're not supposed to desecrate it in any way.
Right. There's just a drawing of Muhammad in there. Like, here's what I think he looked like. They just did a Charlie Hebdo style drawing.
That's another thing Shmuley said about Finkelstein.
Yeah.
What?
He cheered on the
Charlie
Hebdo.
I'm not saying they deserved it, but they are in hell. Everyone at Charlie Hebdo.
Did he say that?
No, he never said
that.
that.
Okay. I mean, they might be. They were pretty out of pocket. You gotta admit.
Yeah.
Nah, they were on some foul shit.
Fine enough. It's just like not good. It's not like it's not even offensive. It's just not good.
Yeah. But I want to get back to this idea that like Islam is somehow is violent and barbaric, as if it wasn't probably written during wartime, and as if like people who practice Islam, I'm sure, aren't into it because it tells you to kill people, right? Like a couple weeks ago, you said something. You quoted Jesus, and like how Jesus said, "Don't worry about money, because birds don't worry about where their next meal's coming from."
Yeah,
that's a great little piece of wisdom.
That was Nelly Furtado.
No, it wasn't. It was Jesus Christ.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, no. Nelly Furtado said, follow me, down. Turn off the light.
Oh, that shit was awesome.
Was it awesome?
Yeah, I used to grind with girls. I mean, I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that shit.
Okay, but listen to that song while you're like not.
Turn off the
Now that
light.
there's no girls, let's figure out if that's a good song.
Yeah, it's probably a bit shit. Like, there's no reason for it, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. Sorry, go ahead.
But no, I just feel like this idea that like Islam is violent. I don't think that all like Rami and all of our friends practice Islam because they go, oh, this is cool. It's violent. It lets us kill people. There's got to be some good stuff in there. And one of the things that's in the
My
Quran,
guess is like the violence is like the way any story, you know, the way like King Arthur is like a story,
Yeah.
but you don't go, King Arthur's, he has a sword and
Right.
that means bloodshed. You
Right.
just go like, oh, the story of King Arthur, here's what you get out of it.
right?
I would assume.
Yeah, that's what I would also assume.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I know they definitely don't know though, and I know you meet people who
Yeah.
practice Islam and they're way gentler than me. You know?
Of course,
Yes.
of course.
So yes.
Yeah.
So you have to just bow to facts when you meet people who practice a thing like genuinely and they are decent. You have to go, oh,
You have to use
guess I'm wrong about that.
You have to take some empirical evidence and go like,
Yeah.
how many Muslims live in New York City and they're
Yeah, you
not
have to
they're
meet
not
people.
causing they're
Yeah.
not causing problems.
Yeah, and you go, how many Muslims spit on me?
Right.
And how many times did I deserve it?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many Muslims spit on me and how many Muslims charged me way too much for my apartment and kept my security deposit?
Mike.
You know?
Mike can't get over 2013, man.
No, I can't.
Aaron and that security deposit.
Yeah, Aaron Berg just donated Mike's security deposit to the IDF.
Damn you.
They wrote it on a bomb. This is Mike Recine's security deposit. They're dropping it on Gaza right now.
Hey, does anyone know how to spell bomb? Hey, how do you spell deposit? Is there an Asian here who can help me?
Yeah,
Shout out, I guess. Friend of the show.
friend of the show.
Yeah.
I started reading this book about the Crusades. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm spacing on the author's name, but it's just came out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, but the point was, it's like the kind of analysis that looks at like what's in the actual holy books or like the early history of Islam. It's like, yeah, it's true. Muhammad conquered Mecca right before he died, and there was lots of conquering going on. But it's like, if you look at Christianity,
But what if Muhammad had the good army and everybody else had the bad army?
it's very possible.
It's very possible.
that this was God's will,
Yeah.
Allah's will, in fact.
Right.
But
I mean, we have people who worship, George Washington.
yeah. Well, but anyways, the point.
I mean, you guys love this podcast. Would you murder someone if it stopped us from ending the show?
Need about 4,000 more patrons
Yeah.
before I get that desperate.
Well, what's your favorite TV show? Vice Principals?
Sopranos.
Yeah. So if you, I don't know.
Yeah.
If somebody was like, no more Sopranos, really, just think for a little bit. If somebody was like, no
what
more
would I be willing
Sopranos,
to murder for?
no. If like a lady got elected president tomorrow and said, no
Outlaw
more,
the Sopranos.
no, outlaw the Sopranos, like we would write a manifesto being like, we have to kill anyone who tries to mess with the Sopranos. Anyone who tries to take away the Sopranos has to be the enemy. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that like people obviously find meaning from this stuff.
Sure.
So yeah.
Well, what I was going to say is the book in the Crusades, it talks about, I mean, obviously Christianity, Jesus was a peaceful figure, though he does have like quotes that are later kind of used for political purposes to come up with the theory of a just war. This is what St. Augustine came up with. And later when the popes launched the Crusades, they would invoke this idea of a just war, where it's like you're actually doing the will of God by killing, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And, Christianity, like, people say Islam was spread by the sword or whatever. Well, I mean, Constantine, the Roman Empire, Christianity spread so far because of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Constantine was conquering by the sword, and he won a battle after seeing a cross somewhere, so he converted to Christianity. And that's why Christianity took over so much of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like you can...
And if all you have to do is convert to Islam and not die, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I'd be like, let's give it a shot. Everybody else is doing it.
the point is, like, all of these, holy texts, they do have quotes within them that it just entirely depends on the political context of or theological, political, whatever, context of which quotes you want to emphasize, which quotes you want to focus on. So you can find the words of Jesus, what did he say? I came with a sword, or, he throws the moneylenders out of the temple or whatever.
Yeah.
So there are quotes within Christianity that can justify violence, just as there are within Islam or Judaism or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Imagine kicking all the moneylenders out of the stand. You just go to the stand with a whip one day and get out of here, you moneylender. Anyway, but yeah, we should do another dive. But now it's like I feel like I know a little more about it. I know why you're not allowed to draw the prophet. I know why women wear the hijab because they're ugly. No, just kidding. But there's something about the it's like you're not opening yourself up to ridicule and criticism if you cover your body.
Interesting.
Which it's like. But I think there is this idea that they're being forced to wear the hijab because it's oppressive, and I think some of them do find it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but I also don't want to.
Yeah. Because wasn't some girl killed? And again, like these guys are on trial now. Maybe is it Iran where they killed that girl who showed her face? I don't want to be wrong and say the wrong place, but you heard about that?
I think it's
the
Iran,
police there. Yeah,
It was
the morality police.
Yeah.
yeah. But now those police are being yelled at, right?
I think so.
So you go. Well, obviously there's I
Yeah,
don't know. Is it I don't know.
but that's the thing is but I feel like nobody really knows.
What the fuck is the morality police?
That'd be
What
so-
is
It's
that?
like a thing in Iran that makes
Imagine
women,
if you could just be in the morality police with your boys and just beat the shit out of everyone making out in public.
Just
live the Elliot Rodgers dream.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it just feels like
And the government lets you do it and pays you money and gives you a pension to just be like an angry incel with a stick.
No, imagine being in the morality police in Iran. You get to just do pedophile hunting on TikTok. You get to just pose as a 15-year-old boy and be like, "Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, who you here to meet?" You're at a Target. Yeah, what's up? Oh, you want to say hi to Jeremy? I'm Jeremy, motherfucker. But you're Muslim. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
It is funny that we have pedophile hunting on social media.
Oh yeah, didn't some guy just kill himself because he was hunted?
Maybe. People really taking matters in their own hands there.
Those guys get so nervous. It's like, you idiot. What did you think?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Anyways,
Anyway.
do we want to talk about this woman in Florida?
Yeah, let's do it.
This was just a news story. This is Sean's News Corner that I found. This is from ABC News. Moms for Liberty co-founder faces calls for resignation from school board amid sex scandal. And this is, so for those who don't know, Moms for Liberty is a nonprofit that receives, I'm quoting from ABC News, it's a nonprofit that receives funding from conservative groups like the Heritage Foundation and the Leadership Institute, and it works to affect change in school boards across the United States, including advocating against school curricula that mentioned LGBTQ plus rights, critical race theory, and discrimination. And she's in trouble because it turns out that her in Sarasota, Florida, where she's on the school board, her and her husband were having three-ways with this other woman. And actually, three-ways are gay and they are LGBTQ+.
Sure. Well, yeah, they are, of course.
So basically, the people are demanding that she resign from her school board. Quoting from the story, the Sarasota School Board has requested her resignation, even voting on it at one of their meetings in December.
Now, did her husband get in trouble?
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
The vote was 4-1 for her removal, with Bridget Ziegler herself being the holdout. But board members do not have the authority to remove her from the board, and she has refused to step down. And she was one of these people who was like cheering on with Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, which is the ban of the LGBTQ curriculum, kindergarten through third grade. But basically what happened was her husband is actually accused of sexually assaulting the woman they were doing three-ways with.
Okay.
The saga began when Bridget's husband, Christian Ziegler, was recently removed as Florida's Republican Party chairman after being accused of sexual assault by an unnamed woman who the couple admits had previously engaged with them in threesomes. The accuser, who had been friends with the Zieglers for almost 2 decades, told Sarasota police that she had been sexually assaulted by Christian Ziegler after she canceled their plans for a threesome when Bridget Ziegler dropped out. Bridget Ziegler admitted to the police that she had a threesome with the accuser once, while her husband told investigators the couple had a threesome twice at their homes, and that he had consensual sex with the woman approximately a dozen times. And this is something I've noticed, is that...
When you had threesomes?
No, unfortunately. Couples will bring in another,
Yeah.
they'll bring in another girl.
Yeah.
And then the guy will go start having sex with the girl separate from behind the wife or the girlfriend's back,
I heard something happens when the wife goes to sleep. Like the wife will go to sleep and the husband will have sex with the... Yeah, that's why I'm not into those...
Yeah.
I'm not into that devil stuff.
Yeah.
My wife offered me a threesome. I said, no, thank you.
Yeah, dude, you went to church that Sunday.
I went to church, yeah.
But the husband might be charged with video voyeurism for, I guess, filming this other woman without her consent at some point, because police found some sex video on the phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, I don't know. It's just interesting where it's like, basically it's almost kind of a stereotype of this like American Beauty thing where like every homophobe is secretly gay, but it's like, yeah, for the most part, people who get like really obsessed with other people's sex lives are usually doing gay adjacent things themselves.
Sure.
But who was doing the gay thing there?
Well, a three-way is gay.
Man,
because if
the main thing is this woman who isn't a part of an assault is going to be fired from a board. Is that like the main issue?
they're trying to get her removed from the school board
Yeah.
for being gay.
Well, because she wasn't the man who did the assault.
No, that's true enough. Yeah.
So that's interesting. It's like being fired or having to step down from a board because your husband did something bad.
Right.
But you do threesomes with him. So it's like you're even more of an extension of your husband. You're like
Bridget, she went on Fox News in 2021 and she said, I don't want my children or their peers to learn to hate America through the anti-American curriculum that we continue to see. And this was about, the gay stuff in Florida and all that. And
isn't it crazy that these women are attacking this woman and all women are bi?
Yeah, and they're just jealous.
Yeah. That's true, right?
yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Except mine. I got the one straight wife in Brooklyn. Unfortunately.
But like if the women kiss each other during a threesome, that's lesbian. That is gay.
That's gay, yeah.
It is gay.
Yeah.
Really, if they touch each other at all,
Yeah.
have to be one after another for it not to be gay.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever met a guy who's like angry at lesbians for some reason?
No, not really.
Like sometimes you'll see like a Jamaican guy get on the subway and start talking about God. He'll be like, and all of this gay and lesbian. You're like, what? You're mad at lesbians? Who the hell's mad at lesbians?
Pissed off with lesbians. That's like that Boys Don't Cry movie made me feel that way. And I guess that's a trans person. But when I saw it, that was a lesbian when I was a kid, like, oh, there's a lesbian movie.
That movie made you mad at lesbians?
Well, these guys got so mad and they murdered this person, because they were so mad that it was a woman that dressed like a man.
Well, spoiler.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't know about Boys Don't Cry? Whoever that's based on, it's a real Hillary Swank lady. And, that's just the worst type of guy.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you fucking dressed like me? You shop at the same rack at like Walmart. It's like you're not even.
Yeah.
What are you mad about? And it's like most of these women that they get mad about are like the butch ones that are. It's like, what are you?
Yeah. Well, there was that non-binary kid that was killed in Oklahoma.
Oh, the worst. Oh, so hard to read. Yeah, they banged. I'm sorry, I don't know their head on the wall on the ground.
Yeah.
And
After they were following their orders from libs of TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like on the board of that school, right? Didn't they appoint her to
Yeah.
So this bitch just like gets to be on the school board and random. Is she on a lot of different school boards?
Wait, who's on a
I don't
school
know.
board?
The libs of TikTok
Libs of
lady is
TikTok
on the
lady.
school board.
But it's like a little school in Oklahoma.
Because she's from Oklahoma, probably.
No, I don't think so. I think she's from Brooklyn.
I think
isn't she?
somebody on Twitter said she has some Oklahoma connection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did she say?
She's just like a very far right kind of anti-LGBT activist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said, go to this school and kill this child.
Yeah.
She gave the exact details, name, address.
I don't know where she finds some of these videos, but it is kind of, you go, oh, are these real? You're like, this is like what they think liberals are doing. But yeah. Anyway,
We should
anything
probably-
else?
No, I think we got to wrap up. Head to the Patreon.
Okay,
I gotta pee so bad.
you do.
Yeah, but on the Patreon, no, we're good. On the Patreon, we're going to find out what Mike's wife got him.
Oh
for
yeah,
their
find out
anniversary.
what my wife got me for our 9-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah, we're
Also,
gonna talk about BPD. What's his name? Patrick. Oh, PBD.
PBD. Yeah,
Patrick.
Patrick. I'm on a little Patrick Bet David kick. It's pretty. Been listening to his show. I got some shows coming up. March 1st, I'll be doing a show in Astoria, New York, at what's the venue? Grove 34 in Astoria, New York. If you Google that venue, you should be able to find tickets. MikeRacineComedy.com for tickets. I will be in Cleveland, Cincinnati, Charlotte, and Chicago in April. And do we have anything else on something in May? Rochester in May 11th. And I guess that's it for now. MikeRacineComedy.com. I will be releasing my debut comedy special on March 21st. Finally, I know. I shot it.
First, wow.
I shot it over a year ago. It'll be on the Out for Smokes YouTube channel, so please stay tuned for that. If you have a podcast you want me to come on and do, I would love to do it to promote the special. And I'm excited for you guys to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited to play Half-Life 3 and then watch Mike's Racine special.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm opening for Anthony DeVito this weekend somewhere in Connecticut, so find out.
Nice.
And we'll see you over on the Patreon.
Nice.
Yeah.
We all got a lot of great stuff going on. See you over on Patreon. Thanks for listening.
Patreon.com.
Patreon.com/Out for Smokes.
That's right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.